Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. This is round number 5 of our GT3 Manufacturer Championship. Unfortunately, we did have some technical errors the last couple of weeks with me being away on business and not being able to sort out a solution for the actual stream itself. But nevertheless, we are back. We are live here at SARCO. We do have 11 drivers this evening. We have received some apologies. I am in the commentary box alone this evening. Unfortunately, Ashley had some work commitments that he needed to fulfill this evening. So there will be just myself, but nevertheless, if there are any guys that want to jump into the Discord, feel free. I am here looking to chat to anybody who is available. Imola around number 5, we'll be starting to see the drivers crossing that start finish line. Brandon Dos Santos was at the top there with a 144.6. He's just got dropped down to second place with Rudy a 143.4. So Rudy at the top, you can see him coming through now in that Corvette. Tyler Scott, he's now gone second quickest with that 143.7. So 0.29 of a second is the gap between Tyler and Rudy. Brandon in a Porsche, so 3 different manufacturers up at the top there, as well as there's Duncan, our British international with 144.7. So he's 2 seconds off that pace. In the 5th place, we've got Dane, and you can see the 2 teammates there for Dakel Racing. That's Dane in 5th, and there's Colin in 6th place. That's actually quite a good shot. We'll just grab that for them. Adrian in his Ferrari, he's down in 7th place with Nidmaster in that BMW. What a great looking livery that is. He's in 8th position. Sly Pete in the Aston Martin, he's down in 9th. I'm sure that he'll be moving up the order because it looks like he just got that lap as an out lap. Then James still needing to get up a lap time, and Stephen in the Porsche, well, I'm pretty sure that he'll get a time in shortly. Guys, just let me know if all the sounds and everything are coming through clearly. It does look like all the levels are correct in the test that we did, and still a 0.2 of a second in that gap between Rudy, who's currently on pole. So there are 2 races this evening, and we are currently watching the Bravo tier. The Alpha tier will be on at 9 o'clock. We are running exactly on schedule. Thank you, Tyler, for getting the lobby up and running nice and early for us. We were able to get everything started on time. Little a slip of the rear there for Tyler as he goes back into the pits, but a 142.5 for him. So he has extended that lead between himself and Rudy. Brandon starting to just fall off that pace a little bit now that Tyler's in those 42s. A 144.3 for Brandon. And look at that, Colin, he's gone 4th quicker, so he's managed to go quicker than Dane. There's a 144.4 for him versus Dane a 144.9, so that's half a second is that advantage over, or Colin's advantage over Dane as he just pulls over to the side. and allows Dane to go through. That did look a little bit wide there for Adrian. I wonder whether that's going to invalidate that lap time for him. I do know that that runoff here at Imola is extremely tight, and the race director does not like you using too much of that curb on the outside. So 1.5 minutes left to go of qualifying, and Tyler a 1:42.5. Stephen in that Porsche, he goes to a 1:42.9. So he's managed to get that Porsche to work. Rudy in a third place now. Brandon dropping down, but he's still within a second now. So Brandon has gone a little bit quicker. James in fifth place. He's starting to make that Aston Martin work for him. 1.3 seconds off the pace. Adrian a 1:44.0. That's 1.5 seconds is that distance. And then we've got Colin, who's in the pits, so he won't be able to get another lap in. And Duncan 8th place, 1:44.8 there for him. He is still trying to chase down a Sly Pete, and Sly Pete now goes into the pit, so 1:44.8 there for him, so Pete won't be able to improve. And then down in 11th place currently, and that is going through the turn at number 15, the chicane, as he's now going to head down the hill through turn at number 16, then hold the brakes here at turn number 17. Just going to wait for that little dip of the car to go down the bump, then rotate in through 18. Just keep it nice and tidy on the exit, and hopefully he hasn't invalidated that lap time. And it looks like he might have done exactly that, so he's now returned back to the pits. James is still on a flyer, as well as Adrian. Looks like he's now slowing down. So James really pushing that Aston to the limits now. Oh, too much curb there for James as he went into the first phase of that chicane, and that unfortunately threw him wide. And I'm sure that might have just lost him a little bit of time. Then onto the brakes, a little bit too deep into that last the last corner there through Rivaza. Turn 17, touches the curb on the outside, loses the rear, and that rotates him around, coming out of turn number 18. So that will conclude the qualifying, and I'm looking at the leaderboard, and we are down to 9 drivers. So we have lost 2 drivers. So there's a confirmation. We've lost Nidmaster and Brandon DeSantos. So just waiting to hear from Tyler whether they are going to quickly restart the lobby. So guys, we have got that confirmation. The Tyler is going to be resetting the lobby. So we will go into a formation lap. The guys have got their positions down. Those positions are as follows. So we will have a Tyler Scott out in front, then Stephen in third, Stephen in second, Rudy will be in third, Duncan in fourth place with James fifth, Adrian sixth, Colin seventh, Dane eighth, Sly Pete, and then
did not see just before he disconnected.
So we're just clarifying what was happening. But due to the disconnection, is Brandon and Nidmaster will need to start from the back. So pretty horrible there for Brandon Santos, because he was doing extremely well. He was up at the top there, but now he'll have to work really hard to work his way through the field. So we're just waiting for Brandon Santos to join. So he's now back in the lobby. So we are back to 11 drivers. I'm sure they're just going to be checking their connections. Just make sure that there is nobody clashing. I've checked the broadcasting machine and no clashing issues there. So there is the countdown. So we are going to be racing once again. We will have to go into a quick formation lap, and then we will be racing. So guys, you are not going mad. For those who are watching, this is a quick formation lap because we did lose Ryan, you're 100% correct. It's just the settings that we have got on our system. It doesn't allow you to change that. So once it's set and locked in on Streamlabs, it doesn't allow you to change the game. But yes, this is very much Project Cars 2. You are 100% correct. So Tyler taking a very strange line on the exit there. So guys, I'm just reading what's happening coming through the Discord. The guys are saying that they weren't able to get their setups loaded for some reason. So they have chosen to do a restart. This will have to be the last time that we can restart. Otherwise the Alpha T are not going to be starting on time. So all drivers have retired once again.
So you guys are there.
Yeah.
Just a Minko left.
So we're just waiting for the last of the guys to get those thumbs up, and we'll be going into a formation lap and a 23-minute race. 23 lap race. One of those laps will be a formation lap, just to get the guys into the positions. So that looks like all those thumbs are up, so we should be starting any second now. And there's the countdown, has just begun. So welcome to all the guys that have joined us on the stream. If you have just joined us, we are just about to start. We have had some disconnection issues in the start. We lost Knitmaster and Brandon just at the end of the qualifying. We restarted, got them in. We did lose another driver. Wasn't quite sure who that person was, but the race was about to start with 10. With some issues with the guys not being able to load their setup. So far so good. We can see that the cars are moving around up and down, and that is the sign that the guys are getting those settings loaded. We do have 11 drivers, so we are good to go. 23 lap race, a 1 lap formation. So the guys will be getting into those positions. And we are racing at the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo E. Dino Ferrari circuit, the home of Ferrari. So that's the sinking we have been waiting for. The guys will pull off nice and easily. Hopefully no one jumps the start. So it is going to be Tyler Scott who's going to be leading the way here this evening. And unfortunately, Brandon and Knitmaster are down at the bottom. Very unfortunate there for Brandon. He was able to get that Porsche quite high at the top there. Stephen warming up those tires. He goes a little bit wide. But what seems to be happening here, the guys got very, very slow coming into the first couple of corners. But it is really cool to see the different manufacturers out in front. You can see there that's 4 different manufacturers in first, second, third and fourth. Then we do have an Aston Martin in 5th place. Then in 6th place is Adrian Bond in a Ferrari. So very mixed field here this evening. Then we've got a Colin and Dane from Dakel Racing, and Colin able to out-qualify his teammates. Ooh. Colin getting very close to the back of Adrian Bond there as they are going up the chicane, turn number 12 and 13 at Aqua Minerale. So the car I'll be driving this evening, I will be in the Porsche. But still, one of the greatest sounding cars is a Corvette. It is being driven by Rudy at this point. So Tyler just allowing all the drivers to get together. But it does look like there's been an issue because we've already lost some drivers. There's been a disconnection once again. So we're down to 9, and Collins now are going to the pits. We've lost Dane, is one of those drivers. So Tyler will now lead them to the start, and that is the start of the race. All very close as they head into turns number 2 and 3. And Tyler's got a lot of pressure on the back from Stephen and Rudy. And there's the 2 Aston Martins. They're also right up behind the Corvette. As you can see, Rudy sliding that Corvette as he gets that power down. Tyler holding his line, but it looks like he's compromised his exit because Stephen has just about got himself up on the inside as they go up towards turn number 9, but Stephen decides just to back out a little bit. And I thought that Cutting Beef had been able to get ahead of James, but it wasn't the case. Big oversteer moment there for Rudy as he gets the power of that Corvette down. Now they'll head into the chicane at 14 and 15. And Tyler got himself just a little bit of a breather there. So just doing a quick roll call to see who we've lost. So we have lost a Nidmaster, is one of the drivers. Stephen's there, there's Rudy. Oh, positions changing there. Will Stephen have a look to the inside here into turn number 2? Decides to rather just stay behind, but Tyler goes a little bit too deep, so that's going to impact his exit here because Stephen's right on the rear, taking a lot of curb on that exit. Stephen just having a little show. Pete's moved up into a 6th place. Nidmaster's up to 7th. Cutting Beef moved up into 4th place. So lots of positions changing there. Stephen's really got a great setup on that car. That car just sets itself up so nicely on the exit. They're going to be side by side into turn number 9, and Stephen puts his nose in, and that unfortunately forces Tyler to give up that position, which unfortunately now for Tyler is that not only putting him in 2nd place, but he's going to have that Corvette of Rudy right up behind him. Then the battle of the Aston Martins, that's still hot and happening. And Sly Pete getting some pressure here from a Nidmaster into the chicane at 14 and 15. But jumping to the front, and Stephen starting to open the gap, and now we know the straight line speed of the Corvette is really good. So we do have a Colin who's is down in 9th place, but he did have some rear wing damage, so he would have used that opportunity to go into the pits and get that pit stop done and dusted. So while he is 39 seconds away from the leader, he has completed a pit stop. So he should be able to, has a look to the inside from Rudy into turn number 7, but just not able to get that traction down as he goes up the hill for Tosa. So great move there by Rudy, but Tyler able to just hold that outer faster line. But that Corvette does look so stable through that chicane. You can see the exit. Will Rudy have a look to the inside here into the chicane? Not close enough. And I'm seeing lights coming up over the hill. And there's the battle for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th as they'll look to the inside. That was very close. Great move there by Nidmaster, making it a very, very uncomfortable. A 4 slight beats ahead in that Aston Martin. And that's what you want to do. You want to get into the mind of your opponent. Ahead as that's carried too much speed. Big lock up there for him. So he's going to have to put his head down and try and recover the time that he's lost. But now as Steven starts pulling away, he's doing 1:44s. Tyler has a very, very big bright yellow Corvette in his rearview mirrors. Rudy looking for an opportunity. Tyler staying in the middle of the track. They go in through turns 5 and 6, and that Corvette just stepping out ever so slightly. Will Rudy have another look to the inside like he did the previous lap? Not close enough to do so. We're going to jump on board with Rudy. You can just listen to this car. Back up the hill, Tyler goes very defensive on the inside. He's going to start just closing that door ever so slightly into the braking zone at the 75 meters. Get that power on. Good exit there for Tyler. So Rudy not able to put too much pressure on him just yet. But now they come down the hill, braking into turn number 16. Little loose on the rear there was Rudy, but he was able to get that car stopped. As Steven, he will start pulling a gap. 3.3 seconds he crosses the line to begin his 5th lap. And here's the battle of the Astons, but of the Astons in the background there. Nidmaster down in 7th place. He's definitely not out of this just yet. That's too fast for Pete. He has unfortunately clipped the back of Cutting Beef. So Pete now having to let both Nidmaster and Adrian go past. So Nidmaster now all over the back of James. So a time penalty for Rudy has just come up, and while he's got that time penalty, you can see he's got a little bit of space between himself and Tyler now. Tyler starting to just ease that pressure, but now we can jump back to Nidmaster, who's now on the hunt there for James. And Nidmaster really fighting with the rear of that BMW. Just not able to get that rear planted to get that traction on the way out. The team go deep into this corner the previous lap, but he has been able to sort that out. Ooh, time penalty there for Steven now. Across the line they go to begin their 7th lap. That is 7 out of 24 to go. Well, out of 24. Very, very sideways there for Nutmaster. It does look like that BMW is quite a handful. Big oversteer moment there for Nutmaster as he gets that power back on, coming up the hill through turn and number 7. On the brakes, one of my favorite corners. This is up through a turn and number 9, Piratella. Just got to be patient, get the car turned in, get the power, and you're able to get a very, very nice exit down the hill through turn number 10, setting yourself up for Acrominerali. So Nutmaster using lots of curb there, but he's still within a second of the Aston Martin ahead of him. It does seem like he's got his rhythm back for this corner down at turn number 17. Great entry there into 18. You can just see how close he's got up to the back of that Aston Martin ahead of him. It does look like Nutmaster is having an almighty battle there with that car, let alone trying to catch the driver ahead of him. I'll just see on the brakes as the car turns in, the rear should just step out just ever so slightly. So a quick look at some of those time penalties. So 1 second for Steven, 1 second for Rudy, and a that's a 10-second there for Sly Pete. So that was possibly him going into the pits. Just going to jump to the action back in front now, because Rudy's got himself back into the second of that second place Tyler. Tyler forcing that car to stop with those gears. You can hear how he's changing down, but really got a great drive there, coming through a turn and number 4. Now they come out through turn and number 6. We saw Rudy have a look to the inside here through turn number 7. You could just hear Rudy just being very patient with that power. So we do have a retirement from Sly Pete, but now we're going to have Rudy to try go around the outside. They're just about touching into the chicane. Tyler wins the inside line there. But now it's going to be a dice down the hill. Can Rudy get that stopped in time? Just able to keep it on the track. I think that he might have just underestimated the amount of drive he got out of that corner with the added slipstream created from the Ford in front of him. Just missing that brake marker, carrying a little bit more speed than expected, and nearly touching the back of Tyler. But now lap number 10, so still 14 laps left to go. You can see the amount of counter steer that Rudy had to put in. So Tyler able to open a slight gap now between himself and Rudy. That gap over 1.5 seconds now. And the man out in front is Steven. We just heard that Porsche going past at the bottom of the screen. Should just get a glimpse of Steven. There he is in first place. And Rudy is coming back to Tyler once again. He's now got himself within a second. But I am seeing these time penalties are starting to rack up. So that's 2 seconds now for Steven, 1 second for Tyler, and 2 seconds for Rudy. So Rudy back within a second now. Oh, big moment there for Rudy. That rear not stable when he got into the power. A lock up there for Rudy down the hill, but he's still within a second of Tyler. We know how dangerous that outside curb is, and it did look like he was able to get quite a good run on that exit, because they're definitely closing down that gap between himself and Tyler ahead of him. And as the sun starts coming out, the track is going to start heating up. So the gap between Tyler and Steven has now increased to just about a second. So while this battle is raging on, I do see that Mr. Adrian Bond has found himself a little Aston in front of him. Let's see the straight line speed of Aston versus Ferrari. Not close enough. Well, here comes Nidmaster out of the pits. But Adrian, unfortunately, not able to make a move there. But you can see how close he got up to the Aston in front of him. Adrian taking a lot of that inside curb. What a great... Oh, I thought Adrian was going to have a look to the inside. The way he is slid the car on the way out of that corner, out of turn number 6. Positioned the car to the inside. I honestly thought that he would have been able to make that move stick. You can see Adrian taking a nice tight line on the inside of turn number 9. Just touching the inside curb there through 11. Nicely through turn number 12. Now up the hill. If Adrian is just a little bit patient, he will be able to set himself up coming down the hill. But it looked like Duncan wasn't able to get that power down. They're going to be side by side. Duncan will be on the inside going down the hill into turn number 17. So Adrian will have to let that place go. But it looks like Adrian has got the inside line. Duncan a little bit too deep, so he had quite a narrow entry. Little a flash of lights there for appreciation, I'm sure. Very different lines there between both Adrian and Duncan. Oh, Duncan makes a little mistake, and that allows Adrian to go through. And I know that these two were having just a little bit of banter on the Discord earlier on. A little flash of lights to say thanks for that, Duncan, but the Ferrari's coming through. But Adrian will go wide. Duncan will just about follow him. Adrian stays in the middle of the track, just defending that inside line now. Well, it sounded like Duncan was a little bit slower on the exit there, so that's now allowed Adrian some breathing space as he gets that all wrong. So all that hard work that he's put himself through, he's now dropped down into 8th place, and he's going to have to put all that time back in to hopefully close up that position. Time penalty there for a Nidmaster for some track limits. Do want to keep my eye on the lap times when they cross the line, and that's between Duncan and Nidmaster. 147 for Duncan, or 149 there for Nidmaster. So Rudy has decided to go and take his pit stop. The man out in front, Stephen, not necessarily the fastest on the track, but he is out in front. And 4.1 seconds is that gap that was up into the 5 seconds earlier on. So it looks like Tyler's started to open the taps a bit, because now that's dropped down into 3.7 seconds. So we see Rudy coming out of the pits. So Rudy is down in 4th place. Colin now is just coming past the start finish line, where Rudy has already gone through a turn at number 4. But here we go. Here's a battle once again, and this is going to be between Duncan, Knitmaster, and Adrian. So Duncan is currently leading the charge of these 3, and they are fighting for 6th, 7th, and 8th place. We did see the hard work that Adrian had put in, and made a little bit of a mistake through the chicane on the exit of turn at number 12 down at Ackerman O'Reilly. But Knitmaster is fighting with that BMW. You can see how that rear just locks up, and that's got to do with the engine braking. The higher the engine braking, the more compression, the quicker the rear wheels just bite on you. It did look like Adrian took the much smoother of the lines there between the two of them. Adrian just having a little show on the inside, lock up there for Duncan, and you can see how slow he was through turn number 15, because now he's going to have a number 74 BMW right in the mirrors of Duncan. Braking zone, and too much oversteer there for a Knitmaster, who does manage to hang on to that BMW. He didn't let it go all the way around. But I've just noticed that there's been a change out in front, and that's a Tyler Scott, who's got a 2.5 second lead over himself and Steven, and that gap is extending all the time. So back to Adrian and a cutting beef once again. And I'm pretty sure that Duncan is not going to be happy to see a red Ferrari in his mirrors once again. It's just a pity with the Knitmaster having lost that rear. Just going into the last corner, as Duncan looked like he was going a little bit wide, and Adrian not able to capitalize on that because his rear did let go. Had to put in a little bit of a opposite lock as he touches the grass on the outside. So we are on lap 16 of 24. Very slow exit there for Duncan. That's gonna definitely favor the Ferrari. So Adrian just needs to get a good exit here, get right up the back of the Aston Martin. Looks like he's going to be close enough this time around. Just about 2 car lengths between himself and the blue Aston in front of him. That looks like it's now closer to 1. They're going to head into the braking zone. Duncan going onto the grass. Adrian also went a little bit too deep there, because now they've allowed a Knitmaster back into the game here. And that is one of the problems when you're fighting with a competitor in front of you. You're not able to put in those consistent laps that you were able to do because you're driving offline, as Duncan goes wide and Adrian tries to take advantage on the inside. We are on lap 17 of 24. So only 7 laps left time penalty there for a Nidmaster. So it does look like the times are starting to rack up there in terms of those penalties. So 2 seconds there for Tyler, 3 seconds for Steven, 2 for Rudy, and now 2 seconds for a Nidmaster. And as much of a nuisance as Adrian has been, even though there have been a few little mistakes here from Duncan in front of him, there hasn't been any that he is not able to fix and hang on to the position. Little flash of the lights on and off there for Duncan. So Tyler's now gone into the pits, which has now released Steven out in front. There's Tyler. It looked like he was going to be taking some new tires. So back to this battle further down, and as the track gets colder, the guys start losing that grip. The tires don't hang on like they should have. But another little battle that has been very, very quiet, but all of a sudden it has just reared its head, and that is James, who's chasing down Colin. We saw Colin the beginning of the race did have some damage at the start, so he did have to go straight into the pits to get that rear wing fixed. James manhandling that Aston coming through turn number 4. So Steven has decided now's the time for him to take his pit stop. 25 seconds is the distance between himself and Tyler. So Tyler now heading down the hill towards turn number 16. Steven is still in the pits, so Steven is going to get moving already. Tyler's going to be approaching the last corner nice and clean through there. Steven still in the pit. It's a very long pit here at Imola. We can hear Tyler coming. There's Steven, and now he's going to be exiting the pits, and Tyler's just going to go past him. So that is the battle for a first and second place with only 4 laps left. Steven is going to have 4 laps to catch up, 3.1 seconds. He has to do 1 second per lap if he wants to take this win from Tyler. But now James has managed to get himself ahead of Colin. And while I say Colin doesn't want to let him get away, it does look like James has got a better run and starting to increase the gap between himself and the second place driver. Also just seeing that Adrian has been able to get himself ahead of Duncan now in 7th place. Adrian doing a 1:44.9 that previous time round. Duncan a 1:46.3 and Nidmaster a 1:46.0. So Nidmaster is technically catching Duncan. So I did see that Colin was able to get himself within a second of James, but as they got into the start-finish straight, James was able to open that gap ever so slightly. You can see the difference in the lap times there. 147.6 for James and a 148.3 for Colin. And that time between Stephen and Tyler is still staying at that 3.2 seconds. So the gap now down to 2.5 seconds. So Stephen was able to take a half a second off Tyler. They've got 2 laps plus this lap left to go. And you can see how close it is now getting with Stephen now within 2 seconds. A faster sector there for Stephen, a 33.2. So Stephen's started to find some pace there, and looks like the pressure starting to kick in there for Tyler as well now, because I've just got the notification that Tyler has got himself a time penalty for track limits. So that's 3 seconds apiece for Tyler, Rudy and Stephen. So now they are fighting for position. Tyler looked like that he was wide again coming out of the chicane. 1.5 seconds is the gap now. So Tyler has got 2 laps to hang on to this win. But Stephen putting a lot of pressure, 1.5 seconds. That is now down to 1.2 seconds. Fastest lap now for Stephen, a 143.0. So not only is Stephen putting in those faster sector times, but he's also putting in those fastest laps. So 2.8 seconds was the difference between Tyler and Stephen that time round. So Stephen now within a second of Tyler, the car ahead of him. It is going to come down to a last lap battle, but both Stephen and Tyler a little bit wide there. We'd like to have seen them both a little bit tighter going through turn number 9. Big attack of the curb there. Tyler looks like he had lost the rear, and that forced him to take a bit of a cross country through Ackerman and Raleigh. It is going to be a sudden death fight now. Last lap after 24 laps. It has come down to this. Stephen half a second between himself and Tyler. If he gets a good exit, he might be able to get himself ahead of Tyler going into the first 2 corners. They are side by side, but Stephen's going to be on the outside, which is not where you want to be for the Tamburello. It looks like Stephen is going to be able to go around the outside wall. Tyler hold his line. So they have a little touch on the inside. Tyler holds his line. Stephen holds his line. Now they'll go into turn 5 and now turn number 6. There's the invites coming for the Alpha tier. We will be there shortly, Jacques. Thank you so much. So Stephen chasing the Ford up the hill towards turn number 9. He wants to just be patient. Now get that power on. Get a good drive down the hill. Set himself up for the uphill, because that is where he'll be able to have an opportunity and overtake. Going into the chicane, looks like he's been able to do that. Does he have the drive? Steven's going to have a look on the inside at the chicane. No, he doesn't. Tyler's very, very tight. That was so close. Steven might have got himself a time penalty, having got both wheels. He's going to have a look to the inside. Very late dive. And just being able to get that car stopped. He's going to come around the last corner. And it looks like at this point Tyler is going to be able to hang on to this win. Extremely fantastic racing between these two. It's going to come to this across the line. But now James and Colin still having a go. Colin's going to have the inside here into the chicane. So a great move there by Colin, and James has unfortunately had to let Colin go through. So if all goes according to plan, Colin's going to be able to hang on to the 4th place. But what's happened there? It looks like James has run out of fuel, because he pulled over to the side of the track. And it looks like he's retired. I'm pretty sure that he wasn't happy with that. So Colin's going to finish in 4th place. Sorry, that was Rudy in 3rd. Colin in 4th. Adrian in 5th place. Duncan in 6th. And Nidmaster, he'll come home and take a 7th place there. So guys, there's your final results. It is Tyler, Stephen, Rudy, Colin, Adrian, Duncan, Nidmaster, and James retired on that last lap.
Hierdie is 'n vektor van 'n trek. En die conditions is ook nie perfek. Maar hitte is 'n vektor van selfs die hardware is overheat albeen staan. Presies so.
Right, guys. Also, Stephen, thanks so much for joining. Rudy, great drive there for you. You were right on the tail there. But unfortunately, it looks like you just lost a little bit of pace there. But that Corvette was definitely looking pretty hooked up there. No, absolutely fantastic. Let's go to you, Stephen. Just making sure that you are... Or Tyler, you're directing this race, am I correct? For the Alpha tier? Okay, fantastic. We'll just make sure that our director's in. Stephen, the car definitely came alive for you near the end of the race, putting a lot of pressure on the back of Tyler, and it basically came down to that little squeeze on the inside going into turn number 2 on that last lap, but Tyler able to hold his line, and unfortunately you're not able to get that win. No, 100% a great drive. And then Tyler, you did manage to get yourself ahead of Steven. He kind of lost that bit of the pace as the race was going on. But then he was, almost said a coconut wood. But he was definitely chasing you to the end, and you just managed to hang on in the end. No, no, 100% was. Look, it was definitely very exciting to watch from this side as well. So well done, guys. Stephen, I'm going to hand it over to you and Tyler, and get going and ready for my race. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. That is correct. Yes, it will. If you're on Discord, that'll be great. Cheers, guys. I'll see you on the other side.
Right, now it's the Alpha tier to see what they can do. Everyone has seen what Bravo can do. I'm sure Alpha is a lot quicker than Bravo. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting race. Love to see Morris's Beamer on this track. Quicksilver, Lima is going to be quick here also, and he's always quick. And we won't forget about Quicksilver and Jakes. So yeah. Right. So we're gonna go into our 10-minute quali, and we're gonna see what the boys can put on the track. As you saw, Bravo were
Stephen, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry about that. Okay, we'll do that. So as we can see, the boys are busy going out right now. And don't forget about Rockstar Mole. He's also quite quick, and I'm sure his little forge is gonna fly. Okay, Cento. Did you get both? Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see what Morris can do with that Beamer. Who's right behind him? Is that Quicksilver? I think that's Quicksilver behind him. So he's going to get a nice little toe there from Marius. Going to be quite interesting to see what time is he going to get there with a little bit of a toe on this track. Oh, it's Quicksilver. I was correct.
I'm sure from Marius we're going to see low 40s, and I think if Marius can get a clean, perfect lap in, I think we're going to see potentially a 39.
Yeah, I think with a proper toe, yeah, a low 140, probably a 39. But yeah, that's been very, I think, optimistic. It looks like Morris has got that Beamer quite hooked up there through the little S's coming up the hill there. So it's going to be quite an interesting lap to see what is his lap time, because lap times will improve on the second lap. So looks like Quicksilver's lost a bit of time there behind Marius. So I wonder if there was a bit of a mistake, or was Marius just that quick that he could pull out of that toe. Thank you, Tyler. And what is that? A 141. Yeah. So that's a 141. So and there he loses it. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate there, but it's still a very good time with Jake's the 142.9. So, and then Lendl with a 143.1. Expecting Lendl to improve there. Rockstar Mall, what did he do? 143.3. So the guys will get quicker now in their second run. I wonder if this is better traffic. But yeah, we're busy watching Quicksilver, aka Dirk. he's got this Ford also pretty decently set up here. But yeah, it looks like he also lost a bit of time there because he did a 1:43.6. So let's see if we can improve. Dylan still hasn't put a time up there yet. See, so it's Marius, Jakes, Lindell, Rockstar, Mal, Quicksilver, and then it's our lonely little Ferrari.
It looks like Quicksilver's on a fire overlap, yeah.
So Quicksilver is on a fire. Let's see where does he improve. Oh, yes, he does. He goes second, 141.5. But I see Cat, aka Ross, put himself third there. So looks like the two Porsches, have split the BMs there. So this is going to be a very interesting race if it stays like this. Marius in first, Jakes in fourth.
Two Fords, Stephen.
Two Fords. Well, what did I say? Two Ferraris.
Also.
My apologies.
I know you're sick of seeing that Ford.
Oh, okay.
Especially that blue and orange one.
Yeah.
And then we got Terry, my colours.
Yeah, and there goes Uncle Terry. A little bit sideways out of that corner there. Where is Terry? He's 10th right now. Doing a 144. I'm sure Terry will improve there. He knows Imola quite well. And there's the lonely little Porsche right at the back. The only Porsche in Alpha. Where did he put him? Dylan, he's 9th. So, still doing a 144. I'm a bit surprised to see who's down in 17th place. That's back. Insomnia. That's right. Yeah, 13th. Yeah. Thought he was going to do actually a little bit better. Yeah, he's qualifying. He was like one of the fastest drivers on the track. So I wonder if he just hasn't spent enough time with his setup or learning the track. So, but again, it's still a long way. Your qualifying is just your position. You've still got a long race. As we saw, Bravo had an interesting race there. And Marius is still in first. We have Quicksilver, Ross, Lendl, Jakes, Marius, and Dylan. Dylan has moved up to 7th now. And then we have Rockstar, Mal, then PB in 9th, Terry in 10th, the Hill, Vaughan Hill, he is in 11th, and Strolls, I think it is. He is in 12th, and Insomnia in 13th. So that is the grid right now. So it's going to be an interesting one. Let's see if the guys can improve. Well, with Lendl's in 4th, he's in the pits. 30 seconds.
Back up to 2. Hopefully we can better this lap.
Oh, I'm sure. I hope so, because it's like the last lap, so it's going to be all or nothing right now. So let's see. We know he's quick.
Across the line with 1 lap to finish, 1 lap to go.
Yeah.
Almost there.
And then something does improve. crosses the line now. He does improve. He moves himself. Who did he
Sixth
jump to?
place.
Oh, 6th place. Okay, so he does improve. And,
Let's see if he can improve himself.
okay, so Morris is in provisional pole right now. And then we have Scholes. Does he improve as well? Off the back.
Into
It
fourth.
does. Yeah, geez, into 4th. What a jump there. That must have been a fly and a half. I'm sure he's going to be very happy with that. Okay. Where is...
That would be a negative on tires, Dylan. Negative on tires. There's a little bit lobster on the track. See if he can get a better himself there. Had a bit of bad luck in the section.
Okay, so that is the grid. With a Marius with a
Does this game fall take a feather?
Okay, so we have the boys here. So Morris in first, Quicksilver in second, Rockstar Mall third, Jake's in fourth, Ross in fifth, Stoles in sixth, Lendl in seventh, Insomnia in eighth, BRM Marius in ninth, and then we have our lonely Porsche in 10th. I can't see any further than that right now.
And then look at those times there. We've got Rockstar Mile on a 41.9 and Jake's on a 41.99.
Yeah.
And below that, we got Ross the Cat on a 42.451. And we got Robert on a 42.471.
Jeez.
And then Lima is on a 42.522.
Yeah.
And Insomniac Louis is on a 42.68.
So it's going to be a close race. Whoever does that mistake in the first corner, whoever tangles, it's going to come down to that. It's the less damage you have in the beginning of the race, you will be safer because it's a long race. It is a long race. Oh, nice. Thank you. Sweet. Right, so this is going to be a very interesting race. So Marius in pole. We're going to see who's going to change tires and who's not. Because when I ran, I didn't change tires at all. So it was a very, very safe race. Tire wear wasn't that high at all. Yeah. It's going to be a fast race, this. It's going to come down to who does the mistakes, who does not do a mistake.
I was just going to say we lost someone there, Stephen. But I realised you're obviously not racing.
Yeah. So it looks like everyone's in their positions. Looks like the guys are getting to the start line very, very quick, making sure their tires are all warm.
Yeah, that's one thing definitely. My tires in that warm up lap definitely got cold.
No, my front tires also got cold. That's why I was trying to zigzag as much as I could. It picked up a little bit, but it was still a little bit cold, but it wasn't freezing. So yeah, it's gonna come down to your brakes, keeping them warm also.
Marius is going to start backing the guys up.
Yeah, he's gonna start backing people up. So it's BM Ford, BM Ford. Oh,
Porsche.
okay. Porsche.
Lots of Fords on a Porsche.
Ferrari, yeah, and Ferrari. So 2 people are in the pits already. So I wonder if this is a quick strategy that they want to work. So let's see.
But as far as I know, there are not a lot of pits on this lap.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it was a long pit stop.
No, it doesn't, hey. Probably put a liter of fuel in and out they go. Morris is still in the lead with Quicksilver, Rockstar Mod, JT in 4th. All close behind there with Ross, Lendl, Stoll, Dylan in 8th, Vaughan in 9th, Insomnia in 10th, PB in 11th, Morris in 12th, and Terry in 13th. So the 2 BRMS and Terry have made their pit stop. So I wonder if that is going to be a clever move, or is it going to bite them in the rear end at the end of the race?
It's trying to get past.
Yeah. Looks like Jakes and Ross are actually quite close to each other there.
Quicksilver definitely making a run for it, Jack, trying to drag Rockstar with. Doesn't look like he's got the pace there at the moment.
Caught up a little bit, but not much. And there goes Lendl and PB into the pits now. And Dylan making a move. Yeah, you got the move done there. Very nice. Like I must say, that little Porsche was hooked up so nicely. Just kicking myself when I lost it. But we can't cry over spilt milk, now can we? It looks like Ross and Jakes are having a bit of a nice battle there. They are all over each other. Looks like Ross having a little bit of a look, but he knows he's a bit too far. Going a little bit wide there. Oh, didn't go even wider. Yeah. See, it looks like Morris has pulled a little bit of a gap, but not much. Looks like he's catching up. Looks like he's got a bit of a slipstream. Looks like he might have a good run here. He's going to go on the outside. Oh, bit of contact. But they both hold it. There was a little bit unfortunate there. Yeah, there's a little love
A
tap.
little bit of late braking there from Becky.
Yeah, but it just means now it just brought Rockstar Mall even closer into this little fight. So this is right now a three-way shoot right now. And if they slow
Maybe
any
there's a
down,
little bit of a team strategy there by
Mate.
Rockstar.
Yeah, look, I've raced with Quicksilver. I doubt that very much.
Yeah, we've got Ross all over Jakes again.
Yeah,
No,
Jakes.
only kidding.
Jakes.
I know they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, Jakes is under a bit of a pressure with Ross. It looks like Doug is not far behind them. So that little Porsche is going to be sticking his nose in there very soon.
Yeah, at the moment, I think they're only sitting with a penalty. The only one so far.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looks like
there it is. 1 second penalty.
1 second penalty. Yeah, so somewhere he just went over the track limits.
Well, there Quicksilver picks up speeding in the pit lane penalty.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Quicksilver is kicking himself now for that. That he's gonna destroy his race now. Because now he has to ride even harder to try and get that penalty cleaned up. So, oh, man. Just not his night tonight.
Oh, there's Dylan in
There's Dylan. What happened there? Did he touch a bit of grass? He just lost it a little bit. Man, that is unfortunate.
If he doesn't have damage, he'll be okay.
Yeah,
But
if he
with
doesn't
damage around, yeah, he's going to battle. He's going to have to put soon.
Yeah, I wonder if he does. It doesn't look like the car had damage, so yeah, we can only hope for the best and let him carry on racing from there. But it looks like Morris has pulled out a bit of a gap now on Rockstar Mall. And it looks like Jakes has also pulled away.
That's heels.
Going a little bit wide there.
Yeah.
He's also battling a little bit here tonight.
It's definitely like Dylan's got some damage on the rear of that car.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Man.
And also, managed to stay there with Marius.
Yeah, it looks like it. I think there's a bit of a backline stream here. He's gonna try and hang with Marius a bit. But it looked like Marius he had his car more set up on the uphills from the uphill stuff. Like he just starts pulling away. So this is gonna be an interesting race to see when they are gonna pit and when they are not gonna pit. Are they gonna wait to that last lap to see, or is someone gonna just go into the pit because they can't handle the pressure? So that's all it takes now is that pressure to just be a little bit overwhelming and losing it.
Yeah, and we've got Jakes and Ross that's pitted. Second and third, they've gone into the pits. And then out already.
Yeah, so with Lendl doing that early pit stop, it is just split Ross and Jakes there. It looks like Lendl with a bit of strategy there over Ross right now. I think that early pit stop helped Lendl out there a lot. But Rockstar are still putting the pressure on Marius here down the main straight.
I can guarantee you Rockstar is having to drive that car to be doing a 42.4 and a 42.9
Jeez, yeah, that is
in
insane.
a race. Yeah, look, Marius is also doing those times.
Yeah, he is quick.
Seems,
Marius was a lot.
BM likes this track a little bit more, also in the conditions.
Yeah,
But we'll have
yeah.
to see as the track warms up.
Yeah, because I see Morris did a 143.4. Rockstar Mall did a 142.9. So Rockstar Mall was a little bit quicker on that lap. So it's going to be very interesting to see if...
At the moment, we got Rockstar on 42.4 for the fastest lap.
Yeah,
But
so
Marius on 42.9.
You know, as long as you can just hang that, put on that pressure, and just make sure Marius cracks. That's all you can hope for right now, because I don't think he's just gonna shove his nose in there and take that chance. Or is he praying for his pit stop to be super quick?
Yeah, I'm not sure if either of these guys are going to have to change tyres or if they're going with a no change. But that's going to make a big difference.
Yeah, I see. With my little Porsche, I didn't change tires, and I had a lot of tires still. So I don't know how the Fords and the BMs were on tires, but I'm sure that BM will last full race on one set of tires. So BM
Sliding
yeah,
they're going to be doing.
Yeah, all the pushing and putting the car to its limits is going to take a better wear and tear there. But we see Dole there in third place, so he's doing pretty well there. It's a 15-second gap with Vaughan behind him. Then we have Stolz in fifth and Quicksilver in sixth. What happened to Jakes? Something happened to Jakes, because I see now he's in 10th place. So we must have missed something there.
Hey, fatigue, but yeah, so they must have got it wrong.
Yeah, I wonder if he just spun out. Maybe a little bit of cold tires. Maybe just a bit of concentration. It looked like it was Ross in the kitty litter.
Yeah.
The toll taking it. Yeah, the toll taking it already. We're on lap 8 right now, so there's still quite a few laps to go. And there's our little Ferrari.
7. Looks like he's had a bit of a big accident there. Not sure if he's been in to repair that, but
I wonder. Yeah, it does look like he's got a bit of a front end fender bender there. So
yeah, I know sometimes it doesn't pick up if you've done a repair in the pit.
yeah,
He doesn't seem to be in any hurry to get into the pit, so I think the car has been repaired. It just hasn't been picked up.
yeah, that's project cars for us. For us, it looks like the car is damaged, but the driver has got nothing really wrong with the car. So yeah, that is just project cars for you. Something they never ever really fixed. It looked like Morris has pulled a little bit of a gap on Rockstar Mall. So
It's definitely finding more pace with the 42.7 there.
yeah, 42.7. So the times are very close there between those two drivers. They are riding their fingernails off right now. Then we have BRM Marius in 8th place. Busy chasing down Lendl, so that is also going to be a race and a half, that. But with the slipstream of Marius, looks like it's helped a little bit, but not enough. Rockstar's got that little Ford hooked up through that lower section there. And here's Quicksilver. And Vaughan retires. Oh, that's a pity. Then we have Quicksilver trying to overtake Terry. I think Quicksilver is using him for a slipstream, so he can just get a bit of a drag ratio. But it looks like it didn't help that much. It looked like he lost a rear end there a little bit. And we have Souls in 5th place, so that he's busy chasing Quicksilver right now for position.
Just not sure if he's pitted already.
Yeah, I don't know if he's pitted yet.
We got Jokes in 8. Must have made a mistake somewhere.
Yeah, no, I think he did, because he was all the way down to 10th place, so I wonder if he just lost it, or did him and BRM Marius have a little touch there, because I don't see any damage to Marius's car. I mean, Jake's car. So yes, we'll have to ask him a little bit later to see what happened there. But Dylan hanging nicely onto that third low place. Quicksilver is definitely going to be chasing that low Porsche down.
Yeah, Quicksilver's pitted already.
Yeah, and I don't think Dylan. I don't think
Dylan has at the moment.
Yeah, so this is gonna come down to the nail biting stuff. So if Quicksilver doesn't do any mistakes, Dylan will probably lose that place. But like I say, it's still a long race. Anything can happen. We will not jinx it.
Lima and BRM Marius, if they all put it, then Dylan's going to come out in that pack.
Yes, he is. Because, what was that? That was like a 15-second, 20-second in the pits and out of the pits. So, yes, he's definitely going to be in there with Lendl and Marius. If not be a little, just in front of Lendl. But, this is going to be...
So I think he'll drop into that pack.
Yeah. So that's going to be another race to watch for. Insomnia and Cat are busy having a nice race there also. Looks like they were pretty close to each other. And there, Dylan, as we speak, Dylan is in the pits. So let's see where he's going to pop out. Because there goes Quicksilver right now. So Dylan is now in 4th. And not far behind, Stalls was behind there. So, yes, so Dylan will drop down to 1st. And where's Lendl? How far? Lendl is also coming down here, so it's going to be a tight one here. Oh, and there goes Dylan now. So, yes, he is going to be behind that.
Fall behind Jake's too.
Where is Jake's? Yes, he does.
Jake's got ahead.
Yeah, so he's behind Jake's right now. It looks like Jake's has just picked up a time penalty for track limits. So Quicksilver putting in our fastest sector right now in sector 1. So Quicksilver is on a chase. He's going to try and close that gap down.
Only problem is he's got a 10-second penalty.
Yes.
Wolf with 1 second, Lima with 5, Marius with 4, and Jakes with 1, Dylan with 1, Louis Insomnia Brit with 1, and Ross the Cat with 3 seconds.
Wow. So the penalties are piling up there as we see.
Oh, and there's Marius. Just got a 10-second penalty speeding in the pits.
Man. What are the guys doing today? I forget where the pit limiter is. Were they just
two are going to be
taking it?
kicking things down.
Oh, man. So that is going to be a tough one. So if Rockstar Mole doesn't do a speeding in the pit lane, he could still win this race without trying too hard, because to pull a 10-second gap in Alpha is not something you do every day.
Yeah, it is only a 33-second lead at the moment. So even if he does, but he should manage to. It'll be a tight one. He'll either come up just in front of him or just behind him.
Yeah, I think he'll lose that place. I think he'll slot into second.
Yeah, I think Quicksilver might get ahead, but it just depends on Marius's outlet.
Yeah, because Morris is now in third, and that little beamer is going to be flying around this track because he does not want to really lose. But with that time penalty, it's going to be a little bit impossible tonight.
Look, let's be honest, I think they're impossible, so still has a chance.
No, it's not impossible. It's never impossible. But like I said, it's Alpha.
Very
all the guys are fast here. It's not even. And there we go. Rockstar is busy leaving the pits right now. So Morris is coming down the main straight. So Morris could be in second place. This is going to be a tight one. Very tight.
Oh.
Sure. But already Morris is on up to speed. So Morris is in first right now. But Rockstar Mall does not have a time penalty. So Rockstar Mall just needs to chill a bit and just hang there with Morris, and he will have his win. Because right now we have BRM Morris. He's 13 seconds behind Quicksilver.
Yeah, BRM still got a chance of.
He's still got a chance there. So
if he has better though.
BRM Marius. Yeah, I can't remember, to be honest. But again, it's 10 seconds. There's BRM, there's Lendl, Jakes is also there. So yeah, when these guys start getting closer, those time penalties are gonna play a big role at the end of the race. So if you have a time penalty, it's ride the bananas out of your little car, or it's accept your time penalty. So the real race that's busy happening is between Marius, Rockstar Mole, and Quicksilver. Those two are still right behind each other. But you can see Morris is riding that little blockies like you won't believe. Because he's already down to a second gap on him. So yeah, we're on lap 15, so still a few more laps, but to pull a 10-second gap on Rockstar Mall right now is looking very slim. And as you see, we are inside the car with Rockstar Mall. Beautiful inside of that Ford. Just staying off those curbs. Oh man. So the only person, well, there's 3 people that don't have time penalties: Rockstar Mall, Phoebe, and Terry. Those are the only 3 people that don't have time penalties in Alpha tier. Wow.
Yeah.
But it's still a long race.
Let's see, there's a battle going on here again.
Oh, who's this? This is Ross and Insomnia. So
I
it's,
got Dylan just ahead of him.
yeah, Dylan is just ahead. Man, oh man. Yeah, and you can see Morris is riding that blickies like you won't believe. He's now down to a 1.5 gap on Rockstar. So he is trying his best to win this race. But we are on lap 16 right now.
I think Rockstar's also playing it safe. He's got
Yeah, he's still
Morris with a 10-second penalty ahead of him, and
Yeah,
Quicksilver with a 10-second penalty behind him.
definitely.
The last thing he wants to do now is put it in a wall or even spin out.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's also playing on his mind right now. Is not to push too hard. He doesn't need to go for the fastest lap. He just wants those beautiful points. What every driver wants is points.
That's a touchy subject.
Yeah, it is a touchy subject. Oh,
Jacob definitely had some good racing, yeah.
definitely good. Some well-disciplined racing tonight in both Alpha and Bravo. I think the guys can actually give them a pat on the back. Every race just seems like they are getting better and better.
And the guys are starting to know each other, driving around each other so often. You
Yes,
get to know
yes.
each other's driving styles, and someone's going to break early and late. Or,
But that is the key
yeah.
point, is practicing with everyone. So you get to know your fellow drivers. So
Learn the driving.
everyone can have a close race, just like me and you right now. So it was a wonderful race. We push each other to our limits.
Yeah, it is. It's a pity we didn't have Mr. Dagan join us, and we had Brandon Santos get disconnected again. Yeah, we'll have to sit and try and see what we can figure out with Brandon.
Yeah, shame, man.
Somewhere it seems we've managed to get James a lot more stable. Been working with him a bit on his internet setup and that, and seems to have worked. So we can only hope going forward.
Shame, man. So that's Rafiki, James. So
Yeah.
Man, it's pity that we're losing drivers in stupid little DCs and all calls from internet. And it's such a shame, because you put in the time and the effort in practicing, and you get something like that, and it just demotivates.
This is going to be close. Sorry to cut in there. But I just see Jake. She's all over the rear of Lena there.
Oh, man, these two can put each other to the limits as well. Let's see, the Ford and The BM, oh, Bluckies. It looks like he's got a bit of a toe there, so yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh, he's taking a look. Just not enough, not close enough just yet. Taking a little bit more curb there than Lendl.
Some of them getting it right, some of them not. One thing that was very surprising, and is very surprising about these Fords,
Mm-hmm.
they were quite slow here in a straight line.
Yes, they were actually, because I noticed how quick I caught you on the straight. I was actually so surprised. Yeah. I actually thought you were going to pull me on the straight because I was very worried about that. But I was surprised that little Porsche reeled you in on the straight. Unless I just got a better drive out of that last corner, or what?
You can see that Rockstar and Jacques and Berkey definitely figured something out with the times they're managing to do.
Yeah.
And we even got BRM there, 43.2. But he's managed to put it now, but those guys have been in the 42s. Yeah, there we got a 42.1.
Yeah, we're from Quicksilver. Yeah.
But he's flying.
No, definitely. He is flying.
It was one thing to do that time in a qualifying, but to do that lap time
in a race,
10, 15, 20, 24 laps, it wasn't. Oh no!
Just a little bit kick of
the making mistakes there.
Yeah.
Oh, he must be careful not, because BRM Morris is now
just closing that gap.
Ooh, very, very close to them now.
Yeah. I think just pushing a little bit too hard now. Man.
BRM Morris got a 13-second penalty.
Oh, so he's also got
and
a 13
second. Nima with 12 seconds. The guys have been raking up the penalties, yeah. So this is Rockstar's one to win or lose. It's,
Man, oh man. Yeah, I was worried about my little 4-second penalties. Jeez.
If you want to do 42s, you need to rake up some penalties.
Take a tip here. Oh, man. So we still Jason Lima, Lendl, busy having a great almighty battle here. Jakes was a little bit slower on the last lap there. Lendl was a little bit quicker, so let's see if they have improved on their times.
I think Lendl's actually at the moment just holding Jakes up a little bit.
Yeah, so Lendl doing a 146, Jakes on a 144, and Jakes managed to get that done. But Lendl's going to be right on top of him, so he needs to be very careful they don't make a little bit of a contact.
Move there from Jake's perfect timing as well.
Yeah. It looks like the trucks truck temperatures are going to start dropping. Because right now we are on 56 degrees. So from here...
within half a second of Marius again.
Oh, geez, how's that? So,
seems this is going to be a race to the end. So, looks like Rockstar doesn't want to just take the win because of a penalty. He wants that.
No, he
wants to cross the line.
He wants it fair and square. He's going to race till the end. There's another, 3 laps now? Because we're going to be on lap 21 now. Yeah, lap 21 now. So it's another three laps to battle. And I'm sure these two drivers are quite broken because they've been at it the whole race. So this is going to be a very interesting race. Rockstar doesn't just want it givenly, he wants to fight for it, and Morris is going to give him the fight for it.
One guy that had a big front here. I liked it because he never got anything stuck in it. Right.
So I wonder if Morris did a mistake, because he was like just over a second gap on Rockstar Mall. So somewhere, I wonder if he did a little bit of a mistake that Rockstar Mall could actually catch up. But Rockstar Mall still looking pretty solid here with the track temperature dropping. So, yes.
They seem to be able to get away from Lendl here.
Sure. Oh, Lendl going a little bit wide there. I wonder if he's going to pick up a penalty with that one. But
Dylan, Ross, Somniak, Louis. That's for 7th, 8th, and 9th.
yeah, so those drivers are also having a mean battle there. And in front of them, we have Jakes and Lendl having a fight there. And BRM Morris is the lone wolf all by himself, just doing laps.
And it looks like Jacques is getting closer. Looks like he's just looking for that opportunity
Yeah.
to make his move, or hoping that Marius will make a bit of a mistake, which doesn't come often from Marius.
Yeah, for Morris to do a mistake is like rare, very rare.
You know, he is pushing that car to its limits at the moment. So
yeah, Rockstar Mall is there in overtaking territory, so we just gotta hope that he keeps it there, because it's gonna come down to that main straight. Is he gonna be close enough? Is that slipstream gonna help him? Because you can see he's tucked in nicely just underneath Marius. Just every little bit of speed that he can squeeze out of that slipstream, he's gonna take it without a chance there. So let's see. It's 5:20. A little bit far. He's going to be close, but I don't think he's going to be in there to overtake.
that top pass takes again. So we'll go back there now. I just want to see what's going to happen now.
Yeah, Rockstar Mall just not there. But he's squeezing everything out of that little Ford there. But
yeah, look at those lap times. Marius with a 42.779. Rockstar with a 42.800.
and then we have Quicksilver on a 142.3.
42.
I think I saw him on a 42.1. So Quicksilver is flying. He is pushing that little Ford to its limits.
Quicksilver is faster so far the race with a 41.8.
Yeah. Oh, man, that is insane. That is insane times. But yeah, we are watching Lendl and Jakes. So I wonder if it was a clean move that Jakes do a mistake or what. But here we see Dylan fighting for place. Or was he defending place? I think he's defending Ross, yes.
It seems all that practice Dylan managed to get in has helped quite a bit.
Oh, no, it's just making that little Porsche as wide as possible. But I felt the Porsche was quite quick up on this section here, coming down to the main straight.
There's two great battles going on.
Yeah, definitely. Between first and second, and we have seventh and eighth that is battling it out. So it is. Everyone is fighting for places right now, and we are on lap 24. So this is the last lap.
Yeah, the leaders will be on their final lap.
Yes. So Dylan just needs to hold out for one more lap. Man. What are
Well,
the
we
time
got Dylan with a 3-second penalty, and we got Ross with a 5-second.
Okay, so even if Ross does overtake, he needs to pull a 2-second gap on Dylan. But Dylan's not gonna give up that easy. But yeah, we're back to Morris and Rockstar. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Back to
Looked
Rockstar.
like Morris attacked that curb a little bit hard in the S's.
And it looks like Rockstar Mall is actually closer now. So let's see if he's able to get this move done. He's got a very nice slipstream. Just not enough. Oh man. What a race. Well done, guys. That is one to remember.
Yeah, there we go. Quicksilver crossing the line, Dirty.
Yeah.
BR and Mount Marius. Positions at the moment, because of the penalties, I'm not 100% sure. Besides, no. Rockstar 1.
Yeah,
Marius
Rockstar.
2nd, Quicksilver 3rd.
Man, oh man. And we're going to have Lendl crossing very soon. Yeah, he's crossed.
No, looks like Jakes ran ahead of BR and Marius and Lima, Lendl.
So with penalties. Penalties. So Jack's still in 4th place there. Not a bad little battle.
And we got Ross taking on Ross. A little bit of a Johan VDV style there. And then we got Louis in 9th place. Robert in 10th. And then
he's still trying to finish his race. His little Ferrari.
And there we go. Robert crossing the line. Looked like he also wanted to get a little bit of a VDV there.
Oh, well done, drivers. Well done. But yes, Rockstar, Marius, and Quicksilver.
Very, very well done, guys.
Wow, what a race.
Can we get
Rockstar, Marius, Quicksilver.
Guys, Rockstar, Marius, Quicksilver, can you guys join Dylan in the Discord?
So let's see who has joined us in the party. So we have Rockstar Mal, Quicksilver, Dylan is here with so we're just waiting for Marius to join us.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you. Well done, Tyler.
Thank you, guys. Well done to you guys. And thanks for a little bit of help and advice you guys gave us there as well.
You're welcome.
But you guys really have those Fords sorted. They are on the rails.
Definitely.
So I think Marius was sweating a little bit there.
I'm sure he was.
I'm also sweating to try not to get a penalty. You.
Yeah, I can't believe you guys actually got penalties in the pit.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And there we go. We have our Silver back in the lobby.
Hello,
Good day.
happy
And a
birthday
jersey.
yesterday.
Thank you very much. So let's start off with our third place. Mr. Quicksilver Dirkie himself in a third place. How was the race?
Okay.
Dirkie? I think he's frozen. Okay.
Okay, kan jy ons hoor?
Okay, and then we have Uncle Morris in second place with your 10-second time penalty. Please tell us how your race went.
Oh, it was very hard, but it was great fun. As I went into the pits, I pushed the wrong button. It wasn't the pit limiter, so I got a 10-second penalty. I felt very stupid.
Man.
It was so close when we came out the pits first with Dirkie.
Yes.
Into the first corner, and then just after that, when Jock came out the pits, I did exactly the same.
Yeah,
And,
we saw that. It was amazing to watch you guys race.
I felt that Dirkie and Jock had a little bit more pace.
Yes.
Especially
Dirkie.
in the beginning, right in the beginning and right at the end. I thought, whoa, when Jock was looking, but then I knew I had a 10-second penalty, so he wouldn't take any unnecessary chances, I suppose, but it was still a nice battle, I must say.
It was a very, very good race to watch you guys. And then
well done, Jock and Dirkie.
Well done to our winner, Jock. Please tell us how your race was.
Yeah, Massa, I'm sweating. It was probably more difficult not to get a penalty.
Yeah.
When I saw everyone go into the pits, I thought, let me go the next lap. But then I saw suddenly Marius pass Dirkie again. And then my pit stop took actually longer than I thought. But yeah, when I got out of pits, here's Marius coming down. And I thought, oh, well, let me just stay behind him. But yeah, I must say the Ford was like a Sky Electric tonight. It was just going, really.
Well, I must, yeah.
You were in fourth place. I saw you were in fourth place at one stage.
Yeah.
Well,
don't worry, we saw that. We saw that. Ouch. Ouch, that was a bit unfortunate. But yeah, the racing tonight was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
No, it was hard, but it was
Okay.
fun. It was great fun.
No,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
could see it.
Jock drove a perfect race. He didn't do any penalties, no mistakes. That's why he won. So
Well, he just waited for you guys to get all the penalties. He just had to hang behind you guys.
yeah, no, but
Because
he
on
was
the one
really fun
stage,
as well. So,
I remember on the one stage I actually did go wide, and the director said there's no more seconds to hand out, so you can go.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, thanks to Dirk again for helping and for setup and yeah, for spending some hours tuning the forts. But yeah,
Is Dirkie with us again?
yeah, there you go.
Ah, okay. So how was your race one, Dirk? As we see you were pushing that little Ford to its limits.
Yeah, once I made the mistake inside the pits, because I wanted to get in front of Marius. He was holding me back a bit in the beginning, so I decided again to go into the pits early. And I actually made a mistake going into the pits. I didn't even realize it. So, but anyway, when I saw the 10 seconds, I was pushing so hard to try and do just damage control. You know what I mean? And I saw all the other 10-second penalties pop up, and I felt a little bit better and more relaxed. And I was trying to chase Marius down again. And when he went into the pits, I was actually in front of him. And yeah, I made my first mistake, and he got past. And I tried again to catch up, but the tires was cooking by that time. So yeah, I've just decided to take my third place and go home with it.
Yeah, well,
But
well
yeah,
done
my
to
car
you
was
guys.
fast. The 10-second penalties and stuff just put me behind a bit, so I had to drive the wheels off. There was nothing left of it. It was cooking.
Yeah, I know. I saw you guys in the Alpha. Those time penalties were racking up. I don't know if I was on a slot machine and just hitting them, and they were just piling up there. So yes, they were accumulating freaking fast.
It looked like we were winning the lotto over there. They're all over.
I must say, that 10 seconds of mine was only a pit one. Other than that, I didn't get track limit penalties, which is
No.
pretty proud of myself there.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys. It was great fun.
thanks.
Yeah, well
you,
done.
boys.
Anyway, well done, Jock and Marius. Yeah,
Thank you,
well
Dirk.
done.
Marius.
And it was great fun. Thank you, Owens.
Up to the next one.
Okay.
Yeah. It was great. There's a great rivalry going here. It's great fun. Cheers,
That's
guys.
cool.
Bye.
Okay, mate.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Well
Bye.
done, guys.
Bye.
Not a problem. Anytime. Sweet boys.